Nor'easter continuing to evolve, meaning the area of low pressure will continue to strengthen and it will continue to funnel that same moisture in our direction as we go through the remainder of the day before gradually winding down this evening. The one thing that will be changing, minus the varying intensities to this snow, just due to not just one wall of snow making its way through, will be the wind, which continues to inch up a couple of miles per hour as we have gone through the morning, and will continue to do so until that area of low pressure is in the Gulf of Maine, which is not really expected to happen until sometime this afternoon. Winter storm warnings remain in effect for most of the state. Winter weather advisories up north. Again, the potential for that heavy, wet snow to continue to accumulate, some tough travel at times. Conditions vary greatly across the state, from plain rain and some gusty winds at the coastline to the heavy wet snow and light winds in inland sections, and a very light snow without much wind up in the North Country. We are expecting the winds to continue to ramp up through the remainder of the afternoon, and some gusts over 40 to 45 miles an hour at the coastline and some gusts over 30 miles an hour in inland sections. You can see, even though they haven't seen a tremendous amount of snow in the Plymouth area, just how that snow is sticking to the trees out there. And in the Monadnock region up in elevation in a place like Dublin, you've had locally over a foot of accumulation, with more continuing to fall into the afternoon. Factor in that wind, which will continue to pick up through the afternoon, and again, additional outages are a possibility. Sustained winds at around 15 miles an hour in Manchester. Visibility has been coming down to less than a half mile. You can see that it is not only as you're continuing to clean up with that wind chill out there, but we're going to continue to have some gusts over 30 to 35 miles an hour, even in inland sections through the afternoon. The area of low pressure itself will head into the Gulf of Maine. It will continue to strengthen as it does so, continuing to inch closer to us, and at the same time continuing to strengthen, will continue to bring the winds up through the afternoon. It has been mostly rain right at the coastline, but even there we're expecting that switch over to occur here just in the next hour or two as that rain-snow line continues to head offshore. Temperatures will remain in the low and mid-30s. You have to imagine a lot of moisture content to the snow. So again, very difficult to move around, and at the same time with the combination of wind, additional outages are a possibility. And with the varying conditions, a huge difference in so far totals as far as this system has been concerned so far. And for more on that, we want to bring in Jacqueline Thomas with some of the latest totals we've been seeing.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Definitely a big difference depending where you are in the state and where you are in elevation, too. Something that we've seen so far this morning is some spots a little higher up in terrain have gotten some more significant snowfall totals, and the snow really has been piling up in those higher elevations. And we've seen pretty impressive snowfall rates, too. So a lot coming down in short periods of time. Windsor, 11 inches, 10 inches, Marlow, Antrim, 8 inches, half a foot in Troy and Greenfield. And these numbers continue to go up as the morning goes on. There's the center of our low pressure system sitting off to the south and east out over the water. That's going to continue to track its way into the Gulf of Maine, and it's going to continue to bring the snow across the state as we head through the rest of the day today. You'll notice that up north we've been getting some snow, a little bit of a heavier band now just crossing parts of Coos County. There's been a little bit of a break trying to show up here on radar just south of the mountains and north of the lakes region. But even if you see the snow lighten up a little bit, doesn't mean it's done. We still have plenty more to come as the rest of the day goes on. And for southern areas too, especially where we had been seeing a little bit of that rain, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get any snow because it is still on its way. Now you'll notice southwestern parts of the state have really been socked into steady snowfall here for the overnight period into this morning, and that's where we've seen those higher totals and where those higher totals were expected with this storm across parts of the Monadnock region, places like Jaffrey and Rindge up near and over a foot in some spots as well already. Satellite and radar a little closer to the coast. You can see the rain here in green and the snow here in the blues, and how that line has really started to push its way back closer to the coastline. So that changeover taking place, and I want to show you something that we look at here. It's called correlation coefficient. It shows you the difference in the types of precipitation coming down out of the sky. The radar can pick that up, and you see this bright color here. Well, you head north of that, and that's generally where we've been seeing snow, where south of this band we've been getting the rain, the exception being right at the coast where it's been just a little milder. And there you go, rain right up to the shoreline with snow for places further inland. For a look at totals, what we're expecting by the time it's all said and done, and the timeline of this, Kevin will send things back to you.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Thumbnail sketch here. Snow continues, but winds will continue to pick up. Gusts now will likely be another 10, 15 miles per hour higher through the afternoon. Heaviest amounts in southwestern areas, and you can see the huge difference depending on who gets in on how much snow out of this system. 7-day forecast has things improving greatly and quickly first thing tomorrow morning as the snow gradually winds down overnight, and that eventually sets up quieter weather for Thursday and Friday. Temperatures will be up into the low and mid 40s, so I wouldn't say all the snow is going to be gone, but it certainly will compact quite a bit by the time we get there.